Hello, hello, welcome back to some more Landric Plays Hand of Fate 2. Last episode we finally did the strength quest. We finally beat that ogre. We didn't quite get the gold token, but we did unlock some shiny new armor that maybe we'll go back and do that eventually, but not for a while yet. I'm pleased that we at least finished it. We defeated the ogre. We unlocked a new companion as well, so maybe we'll bring them with us. But for now, we are going to go on to the Temperance card.
These pieces come together in order to allow us a window into your past, the events that have led you here, your reason for being, and perhaps mine.
Ooh, interesting stuff. Okay, during the worst famine in the history of the Empire, an unnatural power is causing the dead to rise and to stalk the land. So food is going to be scarce, so we're going to stack up some items that help us with that, I guess. And we're also going to be fighting lots of undead, which is interesting because we've not seen skeletons for a while, and skeletons are always good to fight. So we've unlocked the blacksmith. Huge success, melee tank.
And a fine one. Of all your companions, I respect her the most.
So let's see what Ariadne's abilities are. Powerful attacks, high armor damage, duplicate a card in any chance cards gambit, but okay, interesting. So we could have two huge successes, for example. Breaks block, damages armor, so we're probably not going to be facing many armored enemies, but you know, we might, and it's always fun to try out a new companion. So we'll grab her quest as well to start with. Return to the Deadly Forest. So I think we did this last session. We bought a ring off the woodcutter who gathered trees from this haunted forest, so I'm guessing we'd need that ring to be paired with this card to actually make it worthwhile. We also accidentally gave a whole cart full of bodies to a necromancer. That was not our finest moment. So as we're going up against undead, we might as well grab this card as well. And then what else do we want to do? We could go for the spider trap. Last time we got this, it basically halved our weapon damage and made the rest of the run very, very difficult. But, you know, it could be worthwhile. Gives us some faction equipment, which isn't necessarily good. I don't know if undead count as a faction. Maybe we'll grab it and we'll see. The Far North, that's... I forget what... it doesn't tell us anything about the story itself. I forget what the storyline behind this was, other than there's a magic sword far, far to the north, and we have to do a lot of dice checks and lose a whole lot of food, so that's probably not the best one to bring with us this time. That one requires a whole ton of food, and so does this one too. Obviously, we don't have either of these companions with us, but it's interesting that both of these require a huge amount of food to take. We'll grab the toshes, because I don't know what it is, and I want to find out. And then... Fabled Beast sounds good for gathering food. What else could we do? What could we put together? Well, we could get the Dealing with Thieves. That will certainly give us a lot of food if we draw the right one. Or we could go for Goblin Town, which will draw us a whole bunch of gold. Or we could go for St. Talos Day and get a couple of blessings. I think we go for Dealing with Thieves and try and get that food gain though. And then, is there anything else that particularly sort of will help us out with this? Because I know there's certainly equipment we can take that'll do the job. Let's set on some filters, and we'll go with resources and food just to check. Oh, let's do one drunken night. Why not? And anything else? Tarts, pies, and exotic lies. I remember that one being kind of rubbish. Let's grab the damsel in distress. It's been a long, long time since we've seen that, but I think it's a good way of getting food. And then we'll clear this filter, go back to all, and we'll just pick something else that we think is interesting. We could do market thief, but let's do the loan shark. So the loan shark is interesting because it offers you a chance to get some money, and then you have to pay him back, or he sends many, 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 many enemies after you. So I'm not sure what we get the token for. Whether we just get the token for paying him back, or for defeating all of the bailiffs. But we'll grab it and we'll find out. So we know we're against undead. So somewhere, ooh, let's take the harvest blade. I'm not sure if that's any good against undead, but it looks awesome, and I want to find out what it does. So this is performs powerful strike that creates a holy blast, extra damage to undead, blah 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 blah. So that's right, skeletons are a little bit interesting because they sort of take the features of the other, all the different, what are they called? Factions. We can take the Wind Return. Sisters of Vengeance sounds kind of interesting as well. Maybe we'll grab that. I don't know whether we want... Ooh, the Hellion Shield. We'll grab that just to see what that does. I think this is an upgraded version of the Broad Shield, or whatever it was called. Yeah, we'll take that as well. Bloodletting Vial is not what we want. Where is Holy Purification? There we go. Something against undead is always a good shot. That's right, we wanted to find out what the Reaper's Arrow does as well, so we'll grab that. That can be our platinum card for this. And then, do we maybe just take some explosives? Explosives are usually good. We take the Pious Robes. Don't starve. That actually could be really useful. That's right, we wanted to stack some stuff that helps us with foods, didn't we? So perhaps we should do that first. So we'll take... where is it? We kind of want the Armour of Gluttony. Where is that? There we go. So that helps us gain food. There's also... see, all of these are very good. We could take this as well if we wanted to go for the... in fact, I think we'd have to take this if we wanted to do this encounter. So maybe we swap out that... where is it? Return to the Deadly Forest until we can put that in our deck. And then... oh, I don't know. We'll take Arm Wrestling for some gold.
Card is one of your favourites. I don't see the appeal.
Because it gives us loads of gold, that's why. What else do we want to take? So we've got some shields actually, but no swords. That's probably not a great idea, so we'll put those shields back and we'll just take some magic rings instead. Ooh, although this shield looks quite good. I kind of fancy some heavier weapons though this time, so maybe we'll take the Humble Hammer, or maybe we'll just start with the Worker's Hammer. And then we can take some artifacts, so we'll take the Dead Man's Hand. Lionheart's really, really good. Gives you a whole bunch of, I think it gives you 50 life plus 5 max life, and you can use it 3 times, but we've already got our Reaper's Arrow here. We can take the Pillager's Pride just to see what that does, and then some magic rings. So we quite like the... ooh, Band of Faith, that seems appealing. What does that do? Undead inflict 20% less damage. Sure, we'll grab that. And do we want the Gambler's Jewel? The Gambler's Jewel is very good. And the Ring of Food. Oh, no, we don't have enough space for it. If we can find the Armour of Gluttony or the Pious Robes, then we should be in good stead though, so we'll do that. We will take max an extra bit of starting food just to try and help us out there. Do we have any... we don't have anything holy at the start, do we? No, we do have a helmet though, and as I don't think we have any of those in our what's it called? In our deck, then we can grab this and we don't have to worry about sort of replacing it, so we'll just always have 4 extra defense. And then we'll go with the Worker's Hammer. And that's 3 of 3, so make a start.
The Empire works against its own people, yet none of it matters. There will be no uprising as long as they are fed. Yet, take away their bread, and even the most peaceful begin to consider the songs of revolt.
Yes, they do. The innkeeper joins you at your table. I have some information. The Reaper was paid up front by a halfling known as Garrick Draukin. The price was apparently an entire cartload of gold. He made the contract and then left the city. So that's the Reaper was the assassin that tried to assassinate us a few episodes ago. But we sent... well, I was going to say we sent him packing. No, we buried him. Garrick is a mercenary. He was employed by the Imperial Army for several years until they wiped out the halfling kingdoms. Since then, he works for the highest bidder. So where is this Garrick? Last seen on the road to Bridgemore Village, a farming village in the outer provinces. The whole area is up in arms with this famine going on. If you want my advice, you should leave the city. Forget this life of death and glory. Find peace in whatever far-off land you can before your enemies catch up with you. Who knows what calamity will befall when they find out you're still alive. Well, we could do that, or we could just go and take the fight to this halfling, and I think that's what we're going to do. So once again, we've got to try and make sure we don't lose any villagers. So I don't know what that entails. Let's just buy some food right from the start. Ah, interesting. Food is a lot more expensive now because of the famine. I see. I don't really want to spend 8 gold on a single food, that seems wasteful. Is there any equipment you can sell me for 10? No, but we can find out what these do at least. So, Reaping Strike. Oh, this would be very useful actually. After combat, receive 1 food if you completed 3 finishes. Not necessarily that doesn't happen that often, but I mean, one food's one food. Powerful strike, 300% damage, plus one food if the target is defeated by it. Okay, that's quite good. Excludes undead though, so we're unlikely to get much benefit out of it today. And the Reaper's Arrow, what does that do? So it's an artifact, 200 damage to any living creature. Undead are immune, so okay, again, not super useful for this run. Extra damage to brimstone enemies. Interesting. So we could take that with us if we know we're going to be facing a brimstone enemy. And otherwise can't afford anything anyway, so let's move on. And we'll go this way.
The people need food, and they turn to you because their leaders have failed them. The land itself has failed them.
Okay. You are surrounded by hungry, armed villagers. A few push forwards to confront you while many more hang back out of harm's way. Every food you donate will feed one angry villager. So if I give them 2, does that get rid of both of these cards, or does it get rid of... Does this count as 8 or 2? I guess it counts as 8 because we can give a maximum of 8. 0 villagers lost. So if we have to fight them, do we have... let's give them 2 food and see what happens. A few villagers grab what they can and run off. And then we'll claim we have no food because we're probably going to need this for later on. So if we have to fight them, does that mean we are at 6 of 10 already? I'm sure you're being truthful at Baldman Begins, but if you could just turn out your pockets to convince the others. The crowd moves forward, tearing at your clothes and backs. So we lose 15 life, and another 15 life, and 20 life, and another 20. Sorry, what? What? So we lose Adrian and 90 life from 6 peasants. You do what you can to protect yourself without hurting anyone and flee. You hope that they manage to find food somewhere somehow. So if we'd have fought them, I guess that would have been 6 of... So we lost... Okay, that's... Wow, this is going to be trickier than I thought.
The well-fed are unpredictable. The hungry always seek a meal, through force if necessary.
Okay. I still don't want to give them all of our food, because if I give them 5 food, then we're going to start starving to death basically as soon as we move here. So I'll give them 3. And then I think we have to fight our way through. Which... that doesn't feel... Okay, so we're going to have to fight 5 starving peasants to prevent them from killing us. So I guess that will count against us... Okay. Hang on, why is this farmer throwing bombs at us? Okay, we'll just finish you off. I was worried we actually counted as being on fire there, that wouldn't be good. Because I don't think we have can afford that health. Okay, good. So we've knocked them out. They're not dead. They're just sleeping. The remaining peasants back away, beaten and exhausted. For but a few scraps of food, you could have spared these men's lives. For killing peasants, you have failed to win the gold token. But we were fighting 5 of them. Is it because we finished them off? If we'd have just knocked them out. Okay, let's carry on and see what happens. But I mean, we've already foregone the gold token, so it looks like we're going to have to come back and try this again. Let's assist the distressed woman. Maybe she'll give us some food if we help her out.
Games within games within games.
So we need a 4 or better, and 5 is better than 4.
A win here sets the tone for your challenge.
So we get a little bit of health, and a little bit of food. Not a lot of food, but a little bit. And a tiny bit of fame. Thomas
It
the
is
Ogre.
not too late to plan better.
You're cautiously approached on the trail by a group of farmers. Greetings, friend, one of them begins. Are you in need of supplies? The group explains that an evil ogre has stockpiled rations in his cave not far away. They intend to fight the creature and retrieve the goods to feed their families. Would you be willing to tag along for an equal share of the food? Yeah, we'll tag along. You set out at once for the ogre's lair. Along their way, they explain exactly what sort of beast is awaiting you. It ate my nephew's dog right there in front of him. Little Joseph was out collecting firewood when the great hairy beast plucked his dog off the ground and swallowed him with one bite. It's huge and nasty, the taller farmer says. My cousin saw it eat 5 live chickens in a single bite whilst it was stealing his cows. Cassius the baker told me that it broke into a shop last month looking for food. It set the whole place on fire while raiding the oven. The mayor went to visit his prize-winning horse last week and found nothing in the stall but a torn saddle. Not a drop of blood. The beast must have picked it up and taken it home to eat. The group is suddenly quiet as they exchange glances. No, one of them offers, but my Aunt Maddie swears that it ate all the radishes in her garden. The monster's lair is just up ahead, one of the farmers comments sometime later. Is it now? A deep voice inquires as the monster in question strolls into view. The speechless farmer hastily retreats as the ogre stops and inspects you. My name is Thomas, and this is my domain. What business have you here? Demand that he return the stolen food. I have stolen no goods from these humans. What food I possess I earned with my own hands in this forest. Your desperation does not give you the right to take what is rightfully mine. The farmers manage to find their voices, throwing all manner of accusations at Thomas, who merely shakes his head in response. Believe what you will, warrior, but I know that I will defend my home. He lifts his weapon purposefully, saying, I may be more reasonable than most of my kin, but thought without action is pointless after all. Yeah, I don't think we're going to fight him. What? The farmers cry incredulously. Are you siding with the hulking monster? Despite their outrage and frustration, the farmers can do little but give up and return home. A reasonable human, Thomas comments, turning to you. You are indeed a rare beast. He gestures to the waterfall behind him. My dwelling lies beyond the waterfall. Would you care to join me for a game? I have few visitors of your intellectual caliber. I may have a magical trinket I would be willing to bet against you, just to make things interesting. Sure. Cards or dice, or manual dexterity. So let's go with cards. There we go. And Ariadne, there we go. Finally managed to say it right. Offers to help. We will duplicate the success card. So we've got slightly better odds. Oh gosh, this one. No. Never mind your loss. Clearly you've never played the game before. Perhaps another. Let's play a dice game instead. Reroll one of these. And just hope. No, unfortunately not. Okay, perhaps another game. Let's try manual dexterity. Okay, this one looks
The pendulum is ever changing.
There we go.
The challenges it presents change too.
That was easier. I will have to do better in future, Thomas admonishes himself. He reaches behind the table and lifts an item, saying, Would this be of any use to you? He gives us a token.
Done.
It's nice that he gives us 3 chances to do that. And we get the Gambler's Jewel, so that'll help us with dice in the future. The ogre stands, saying, Thank you for your visit, human. I've enjoyed this afternoon's diversions, but now I must tend to other matters. You bid the ogre goodbye, and head back into the forest.
This is not ideal for you, but I cannot help but support the necromancer here.
Thanks for that. According to local rumour, the necromancer has taken Hull Town's dead deep into the haunted bogs. You must traverse the disorientating marches, open the cursed door, and then nobody knows what awaits behind that door. You traverse the disorientating marches.
I am not a vain man. You must appreciate that the game, this game, has been my focus for more years than I can count. I have a certain pride regarding its twists and turns.
Let's continue our search. Got to get through the disorientating marches. So there's the success card. There's only one, and that's a lot of pain cards still there. Oh, not an ogre. Really? Okay. So we're going to fight our way through an ogre.
Move faster next time.
Alright. The bog is so densely overgrown that when you part a particularly thick clump of vines to uncover a resting ogre, it comes as a surprise to the both of you. Alright, here goes nothing. We're not on a huge amount of health, but we've defeated ogres before. We proved that last episode. And hey, we already know we're not getting the gold token for this run, so if we lose, we could just come back and try again. That looks like a very angry ogre. Never cheat an ogre on a straight deal. Daros the one-armed. That makes sense. We know not to cheat ogres. There we go, dodge those attacks, and then hammer away at his kneecaps. Bop, bop. So we can't riposte those attacks, so we might as well just dodge our way out of them, I think. Because we can block them, but it just stumbles us, which isn't super great. There we go. Dodge right through his legs there. Just keep essentially smacking him in the nuts with a giant hammer. That's got to be pretty painful. Ow. Speaking of pretty painful. Okay, but we can stun him. Then dodge out of the way of that, and then pop, pop, pop. Oh, nearly 6 health left. That's not a great place to be in. Okay, Ogre defeated, but yeah, we are slightly worse for wear. I think we're going to keep going. Continue the search. We've only got the 1 food left as well, so we kind of need something. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Lose 10 max life. Is that going to lower our other health? Okay, good. So we don't instantly die outright. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Success. Took us long enough. So we squeeze.
Excellent. A wise decision.
We squeeze past a fallen swamp cypress and come face to face with a small stone door blocking the way into a cave. The door has no handle. Carved into the surface is a pair of stone hands cupped like a beggar. Their palms are stained with dried blood. So if this is max life, we'll be fine. If this is lose 10 life, we just die right here, right now. Should we go for it? I mean, if we've only got 6 health and 77 max health, then we're probably going to fail this run anyway, so maybe we just go for it. What do you think? Vote on your keypads now. Or, no, let's just go for it. Gamble! You slice your elbow and let the blood drip into the cupped hands. 15 max life, there you go. We're still not dead. We're not exactly in the picture of health, but we're not dead yet. Something clicks and the stone door grinds open. Steps lead down into a flooded cave lit by smoking lanterns. You descend the slick stone stairs until you're standing knee-deep in chilly water. The air is thick with the stench of death. We wade silently through the water. Severed limbs in various states of decay bob on the surface of the water. The corridor ahead of you is blocked by a dangling spike trap. Cruel and jagged, it sways gently overhead, threatening to tumble down at the slightest provocation. Oh, goodness. Oh, that was lucky. You crawl slowly through the dark water, holding your breath as the terrible trap rocks with the breeze. You stop yourself from leaping from the water when a severed limb gently brushes against your leg. The cavern opens up beyond the spike trap. Abandoned corpse wagons are stored here, their contents spilling out into the tepid waters. A burial shroud floats by as you slosh through the water. You continue through the cavern. A sinister chanting resonates in the distance. In the gloom, you barely stop yourself from walking into the path of a pendulous stone scythe, swinging back and forth in the tunnel ahead. You spy a wooden lever on the other side. Alright, here goes again. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Here we go. Just gotta wait for it all to sync up, and we fail. And this might kill us.
Even when things appear impossible, they can be mastered. Keep practicing.
Okay, so we didn't hit a red one, so we don't lose any life, I guess. So maybe we can just try again. So as long as we time it so that we don't hit a red thing, we hopefully can just keep trying this over and over. Though that red one is speeding up, isn't it? I haven't seen a good opportunity yet. There was one. Any second now. Oh, no, there we go. Way off. Wasn't even going to hit the gold even if I'd timed that right. The blade smashes into you, knocking the wind from your lungs. We lose 15 life, and there we go. We lose 30 life. We lose 40 life, so we are well and truly dead.
An end to your life, and to your struggle.
Okay, so that was a slightly disappointing run, but there we go, let's open that up. So we beat Thomas the Ogre, so we got the Gladiator's Visage, so a nice helmet, if nothing else, for our trouble. But both of these tokens, unfortunately, yeah, stay over there. So, you know, we tried it, we learnt something about the way this goes. I don't think I'm going to attempt it again today, but perhaps tomorrow we'll, or rather next episode, we will try again, we'll go for that. With what we've learnt, we won't run away from the peasants right away, that's for sure. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next episode.